gentlemen, I'm Ricky.
And I'm John.
And tonight we're going to be reviewing the world-renowned play of
Romeo and Juliet. Our first scene is the balcony scene.
Yes, John, this scene reminded me of many of my high school lovers.
Well, in fact, Ricky, this scene reminds me of a sad story that happened to me in the past.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, that is.
That's very sad to hear.
I know, Ricky.
Okay, so here's our first clip.
Me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
So, it says here in the balcony scene that Romeo talks to Juliet.
Yes, I'm sure he does, John. I'm sure he does very much.
O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
But the dramatic irony in this scene is, Juliet's talking about how much she loves Romeo.
And she doesn't know that Romeo's there listening.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love. I'll be new baptized.
So as this scene progresses, he talks to her and confesses her love for her, but Juliet doesn't want to...
You're not good at this talking thing,
Yeah,
are you?
Juliet doesn't want to be too easily won, so what do you think about
What man
that?
art thou, that thus be screaming
I don't know, I
nights and
think she's
stumblest
pretty
on my counsel?
embarrassed. I would be too if I was confessing my love and someone heard about it. She can't be coy anymore. There's no game of love anymore. Romeo's won. Romeo's won. In my eyes, she seems weak.
Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither fair maid, if either thee
He is only
dislike.
13 and Romeo's what, like 18? Is that even allowed anymore?
You know those old
Racist.
ages. You know those old ages. Bring back some terrible things. Oh yeah, at the end of the scene, Juliet proposes and they get married the next day.
Wow. Very
Will thou
interesting.
keep me
That reminds me of my
satisfied?
third marriage. The only thing I got out of that is
What
$3,000
satisfaction
worth of
can I have
alimony and a
tonight?
receipt.
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow.
Our next clip is of the fight scene.
So Ricky, does that remind you of anything in particular?
Yes, during middle school I was very heroic and I liked to save my friends from bullies.
Are you sure you weren't the one being bullied, Ricky? Yeah, that has to cross your mind.
No, I don't know. They don't really have to know though. They can just be the hero.
Alright, so Ricky wants to be the hero.
Mm-hmm. What about you, John?
Well, that doesn't remind me of anything.
Remind you of anything?
No.
No?
What
What about the people in the office that bully you?
I like to consider them as people talking to themselves, and I like to stay in my inner peace state of mind.
So, you were cool with it when Don Cherry from upstairs dumped coffee on your lap?
He did not dump coffee on my lap,
He
John.
dumped a full pot of coffee on his lap. And then said, "It is weak of you to review plays." That guy is mean. And he
Well, where is he now, Ricky? He's working at 7-Eleven and for this TV show.
No, he's upstairs making $1 million an episode of his show while we're down here doing it for an English project.
In this scene, stuff goes down, Ricky.
You're right, John. Stuff does go down.
From the beginning point where Mercutio makes fun of Tybalt.
Where's Romeo?
Why should I tell you?
We're not telling you.
To the point where Romeo slays Tybalt.
Yes.
Tybalt, what?
Well, what I like about this scene is how Romeo steps up from being this weak, shriveling piece of crap
The authorities are on their way. Tybalt's dead.
and kills the man that killed his friend.
Well, I very much agree with you, Ricky.
Even though it is his fault that his friend did die. I mean, like,
Ricky, I had to disagree with you there. He was just trying to stop the fight, Ricky.
but what kind of idiot goes in front of a guy when he's trying to block his sword?
No.
Romeo?
Stop it, idiot.
That's
Romeo.
kind of idiot.
Yes.
Nice. Well done, John. Well done.
What have you done?
Well, John, I think that Romeo was good in his act of revenge.
But he killed his wife's cousin. Don't you think that's a bad thing to do when you're newly married to your wife?
Tybalt's dead.
It's
I
her
don't know.
cousin.
I think he knew that Juliet's love for him would overthrow her hatred of him for killing her
And
cousin.
he was right. It did.
It did. He was very right, John.
He can read the future.
Maybe he's a mastermind.
He's a psychic.
With a future-seeing eye.
You two houses.
Our last scene of the day is the death scene, and that's like the depressing part.
Our last scene of the day is the death scene. Apparently to the world, this is the most important and beautiful scene in all history of English literature.
Oh no, oh, what more can I do to thee? There is nothing more sad than seeing my sweet dead. Oh, what can I do in life now? Here's to my love, oh, true apothecary. Thy drugs are quick, thus with a kiss I die.
I laugh at it every time I see it, Ricky.
You do? You are a heartless John. A heartless
Well, I beg to differ, Ricky, because lots of people around the world laugh at that too. And
Really?
I'm sure that people watching this clip as we're showing it to them will agree with me.
serial killers might laugh at this, but other than that, no one's that hard. Okay,
Where did Romeo get his poison from? The apothecary.
the apothecary, you
The
say?
apothecary,
The
Ricky.
apothecary, you say?
Apothecary, Ricky. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, John, I have many thoughts about that. For one, why did Romeo need poison? What was he expecting to do? He was exiled. He knew that he was going to see his love anyway.
You have a
Why did he
valid
buy
point.
poison? Why did he buy poison?
You have a valid point. I don't really know why that happened, John. I mean, Ricky.
You don't? I guess nobody knows.
Yeah, it's a mystery. Yet to this day, it has to be
Oh,
solved.
happy dagger, here is thy sheath. There rest, and let me die.
Juliet killed herself too. What are your thoughts about that, Ricky?
Well, she's only 13, which I think is very wrong. You know,
But
when you have
that's
an
beside the point.
18-year-old and a 13-year-old, they're supposed to be brother and sister. They're not supposed to date
That's beside the
and
point.
get married in a day.
That is beside the point, Ricky. We're talking about the death scene right here.
Death scene, okay. I think that Juliet is very dependent on Romeo. Now that Romeo is gone out of her life.
She did not do anything. She just found that dagger, stabbed herself, and...
Okay, can I finish my
No,
explanation?
I'm gonna interrupt you. It's fine.
When Juliet sees her love dead, the love of her life, and realizes that he thought she was dead and the plan did not go through, she kills herself right there. She's dependent. She loves Romeo so much she cannot bear to live without him. What are your thoughts, John?
Well, I think she should have took a better decision at that point. I think she should have referred to someone older, someone that thinks properly.
He's dead.
Not intended to happen.
No, it was intentional. The friar intentionally wanted them to marry, to reunite the families, and end the feud.
But yet he messed it up. He was the one. He is to blame.
He's to blame. He's very much
It is
to
all
blame.
the friar's fault.
It is all the finals. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a great night reviewing this world-renowned play. I'd like to thank you all. I'm Ricky.
And I'm John. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.